Hello, friends. Good evening and welcome to the show. Today, we are talking to Dr. Amrita Basu discussing allergy management in the era of COVID 19. Dr. Amrita Basu is an ENT surgeon with over 10 years of teaching experience. Previously working as a teacher in a government medical college, she now has her own private practice. Dr. Amrita shares awareness about preventive healthcare through her books that are age plus counting, blog that is healthwealthbridge.com, and on social media. Welcome to the show, Dr. Amrita.
Hi, Gitika. It's a pleasure.
Same here. So it's been like more than 4 months now, and we are getting used to this new normal with allergies and infections all around in the air everywhere. So, with this pandemic raging, do you think treatment and management of other ailments has taken a backseat?
To some extent, and not emergency cases, but chronic diseases management now, that is the follow up things, those are a little difficult in these times. But telemedicine, teleconsultation platforms, they are helping with the follow up things. Otherwise, yes, there is a problem of patient reaching the doctors on time and us not able to, manage with all sorts of other non-elective surgical procedures are taking a backseat even now. At least, in the past where I am in, it's still difficult. Non-emergency stuff, we are not doing so much.
Okay, so like people are, but still cases are there equally for other things also,
Yes,
other
there are,
than
but people are avoiding too much.
coming to the
I think
hospital.
hospital visit. Yeah, I think they are trying to be safer because
Yeah,
that's the only thing. And chronic diseases, unfortunately, need regular follow up, and that's when they are coming to us because that's something which cannot be ignored. And even acute emergencies, they have to visit a hospital for that. That
yes.
also cannot be
That,
ignored.
yeah.
But definitely, the regular life is taking a toll because many of the hospitals are partially converted to COVID hospitals, and where other treatments are maybe temporarily not taking place in some places, not all. But yes, it's somewhat taking a toll.
Definitely. So, like, are people who have allergies more prone to getting infected with coronavirus?
Actually, people who have allergic rhinitis or any kind of allergic conjunctivitis or general skin allergies, they tend to touch their face and nose and eyes more. Okay, so they're either feeling itchy or they have a little bit of nasal discharge, so they're trying to wipe it off. So they have more chances of touching their nose and mouth and eyes, not necessarily get infected as such, but if they don't take care of these habits, that could be a problem. So the
Yes,
allergies need to be taken care of so that they don't get so much itchy, so that inadvertently they touch their nose, mouth, eyes, which are, places through which the virus can enter. So they have to take care of their allergies very well so that it doesn't get exacerbated during these times.
definitely. So, how can one be sure it's an allergy and not something else? What are the symptoms, or how do they know?
See, generally, people who have allergic symptoms have had such symptoms previously also. It's not like they will have suddenly
Something.
allergy today. It will either be a seasonal allergy, which they have every year, or it is a perennial allergy, which they are having for a very long time. They will also have a family history of allergy. There can be other types of allergic symptoms they might have, like somebody might already be having a food allergy or some kind of skin problem, so they are coming with allergic rhinitis, maybe that is a probability. Okay, so that is a history we always take whenever patient comes with a nasal discharge or something. And allergies generally don't have fever. Now coronavirus, obviously, world over, most of the cases have said that the classic triad involves a cough and fever. But in India, there are lots of asymptomatic cases. There are
Yes,
cases where
no
they
fever.
are not presenting with, where they are not presenting with fever also. There was a study done where it was said that in India, it's only 27% of the people with symptomatic coronavirus who actually come with fever first. But in USA, it's almost up to 72%. it's in 32% in Korea. So what the patient will present with will depend on that kind of, that particular geographical area, how the coronavirus is presenting. But another symptom which is very important in the ENT spectrum is that people are not able to smell. That is, it's called anosmia or hyposmia. That's a very classic symptom that we are seeing, especially during this time. I saw a few patients who had come with sudden lack of smell sensation. They did not have any nasal discharge, no fever, no myalgia. A little bit of symptom in the family, maybe the husband had fever. The wife and daughter suddenly started having no sensation of smell. They said ki there was a jackfruit tree at their home. The mother said, I stopped smelling the jackfruit. So that was scary because jackfruits, they can be smelled from far away. So that these are the kind of symptoms which patients can present with also. So allergies are classically will not have fever, but they might have a little bit of general discomfort, a little bit of headache, and allergies classically have history previously also that we have to see, and they will have those itchy feely symptoms. So those things, yes, that helps to determine whether it's an allergy or something else.
Something else. Okay, what can the strategy around allergy management? Are there special precautions because of COVID-19?
As I told you, like, allergic rhinitis, allergic pharyngitis, all the upper respiratory tract infections and allergies need to be managed early, because during COVID, the lung is one of the organs which are affected very frequently, especially people who are having more comorbidities. Now, allergic rhinitis might not actually make your lungs at risk, but when you have an upper airway allergy, you are more likely to develop, allergic symptoms of the lungs. So in order to keep your lungs better, you should actually control your allergic rhinitis better. So better control of your allergies means your lungs are not affected. There is more chance that the upper airways are having more allergic symptoms because of maybe more pollution, season change, whatever. But where if you are having asthma, that needs to be controlled very well during this time. You don't want any kind of exacerbation, because that will make wearing all the other things more difficult.
Much worse,
So
yeah.
precautions, yes, good management, that means good control. That's what, you can't ignore it right
You
now.
should not wait for something much worse to happen. It's better to take.
Yeah, you should take control of your allergy, because when you are taking good control now, it helps you later also. It doesn't get worse, because there's
Worse.
something called one airway and one disease. That means when there is a allergy in your upper airways, it can go to your lower airways also. So the better control you have of your upper airways, your lower airways will be protected. So we don't want to irritate our lower airways. That is why better control of allergies in the upper airway is important.
Definitely. Do home remedies work, or should it be medication only for an allergic patient?
See, generally allergies need a holistic management. That means one without the other won't work. You will need good precautions, preventive healthcare, and medicines as and when needed. You might not need medicines all the time. It might be like, you have medicines for some time, good control of the symptoms. Then you have some periods of with no medication or very little dose of medication. But during these times, your lifestyle has to be managed very well. Like all the precautions that you're supposed to do, they have to be managed to a T. Like you cannot miss, like, even excessive gastroesophageal reflux, that is acid reflux, that can also exacerbate asthmatic symptoms, they say. Okay? So if you want to manage your allergic rhinitis and your asthma, you have to control your diet. You have to sleep on time. You can't go on dusting spree without taking proper precautions. There should be dust free environment. Okay? If you have pet, you have to take care of pet danders and everything. You cannot have a pet and be free of allergy 100% without medication. And it kind of increases it the more and more you have exposure. There are certain precautions you can take if you already have a pet at home, but you have to take those precautions. You just can't say ki aisa hi hai. That doesn't work. You have to take those precautions. Then you can be safer with all the other things, but you have to take those precautions. So you need both.
Yes, it's really important. Yes. So, like a mix of both. Medication only in the times of like extreme want or the condition.
And
Otherwise,
also for maintenance,
yeah,
medication actually needs maintenance also. You cannot just let it go. nasal allergies, asthmas, everything needs a graded dosage of medication. We start with a particular dose, and when it gets better, we reduce the dose and we taper it so that a little bit is only needed.
Little.
Then the patient is stabilized and they are maintaining all those lifestyle practices. They are better. We give periods of free of medication period. So during that time, if they forget they have an allergy and they start doing all the things they are not supposed to do, then it will come
It
back
brings
and
it
then
back.
it gets more and more difficult. Yes. So medication with, with a doctor's opinion.
Okay. So let's move on to the audience. There are a few questions. You can see the
Can't see the
screen.
questions. No, I can't see the questions actually.
Okay, I'll read it out and maybe they'll come on the screen also. Wait. Everybody is saying hi, hello. Then Atul says, what is this saying? Rightly said, with the pandemic, telemedicine is helping. So for any small allergies, ailments, these are good options for people.
Yeah.
Then Pratibha also says almost the same. Telemedicine is the need of the hour unless one needs to visit a hospital. Okay. In most cases, a teleconsultation lets you assess what your symptoms are. Once you're armed with information, you can choose what is the next best thing. Okay. Farah Sheikh is asking, do allergic people have lesser immunity?
Allergy is actually a hyperimmune response. It's not a lower immunity. It's a hypersensitivity reaction to some allergen that is a product. It's not low immunity. In fact, it is more immunity. Your body is reacting in a stronger way to a small speck of dust, which other people might not be reacting to. So that
Yes.
can also cause a problem when your body cells start attacking your
Excellent.
own cells. So that could be a problem. That's called a hyperimmune response. So it's not low immunity, it's a hyperimmune response.
Hyperfinity. Okay, Judy is asking, no, they're just, yes, the probability will surely increase in case of allergic rhinitis of having COVID-19. Chandresh is asking, do allergy really go away forever with medication?
Allergy is intrinsic to a person, just like your eye color. It never really goes away. It can be better managed. If you don't manage it well, it gets bad. But if you manage it well, it is in a maintained position so that it doesn't get too much to handle. In fact, it
Yes.
can be so little that it doesn't disturb you. But it never goes away with medication, but it can be very well managed with medication. That is, you don't have symptoms. You will be symptom free. Like if the allergic rhinitis is not treated well, you will have sinusitis. That can cause polyps. Then you'll have to undergo surgery. So it can get worse and it can aggravate into an asthma problem. Okay? So if you don't medicate and if you self-medicate and if you're not taking all the precautions, then there are multiple steps which can really scare you if you start saying all that right now. So I don't want to scare people, but you need to really take care of
Be
all your
aware.
allergic symptoms. Yeah, be aware. Yes.
Okay, Pratibha says, my anxiety levels have shot through the roof with the pandemic. One sneeze makes me run for the oximeter and check my pulse. How can I not panic in these times?
Oh. Not panic, medicate, meditate a lot. That's what I say. Don't panic at all. Even if you're sneezing, if you have not faced any exposure to any kind of people with symptoms of COVID and you don't have any other symptoms, one sneeze is not going to be scary as such. But what shall I say? The panic quotient, all of us are facing are very high. So you
Too
have to
much.
meditate, do yoga, exercise. I think those things are helping. And don't binge on television shows which are going to,
Too
say a lot
much
of
on the
scary
stress.
stuff. Yeah, too much. Yeah, it gets a lot. Like if you constantly watch the news on a loop, it's very scary.
That's
So
what
I would
Mayuri is
say
asking
don't do that.
next. She's asking, does anxiety trigger allergies?
Yes, it does. Like certain situation, it can get worse. Especially asthma can be triggered very badly with sudden anxiety, stress. Stress can
Stress
make
is
it
the main.
worse. Very stress can make asthma and other lower airway allergic problems worse.
Okay, Manisha is asking, any precaution tips for monsoon seasons,